Welcome back to our Final Fantasy Origin walkthrough. In this episode we're going to be doing Memories of Water at the Sunken Shrine. Let's get cracking. Nothing too crazy in this stage. We don't have one of the secret memories to collect. So none of the secret purple memory orb. It's mostly just hack and slash, slice and dice. It can be quite spicy. There's quite a lot of sort of like twists and turns. There's key cards that we need to grab to unlock various different doors. I think there's a white key card and a black key card. We're going to be rocking Ninja and a little bit of Red Mage, although we'll probably switch Red Mage to White Mage a little bit later. We're going to whip on Utsusemi. I think this place is also based on Final Fantasy VII, I think. It's supposed to be modelled after like a Mako reactor or a Mako reactor. I don't know how to pronounce Mako / Mako. But you get the idea. So I think this place is like a Final Fantasy VII inspired location. Okay, so that one needs a key card, black key card. I think we unlock that door a little bit later via a shortcut. Let's crack on. Just going to pop the party members into limit break. Switch to Red Mage. Our Red Mage is probably going to be a little bit squishy, to be fair, but it's fine. We need to get some EXP for it, so we'll switch to some Red Mage for a little while. You do get these things where you can hit and they kind of explode. They do like lightning damage, and there's quite a lot of enemies on this stage that are weak to the lightning damage. Let's get cracking on through. But yeah, there's quite a lot of Final Fantasy VII throwbacks and stuff on this particular stage, so let me know in the comments if you're a Final Fantasy VII fan. A fan of the Final Fantasy VII remake or the Final Fantasy VII original release. So white card key needed for that one. I've played a lot of the original Final Fantasy VII back in the day, but I've actually not got around to playing the Final Fantasy VII remake just yet. Although I've seen quite a lot of it. Seen a fair amount of the remake. But not actually got properly stuck into it yet and played the whole thing through. Although I'll probably try and do that before the part 2 releases. So for this part, basically, we smash these terminals, and it opens up the doors. There's quite a few of those knocking about. Certain enemies are weak to those, but not all. So if you can sometimes like knock the enemy into the actual thing, like so, and then back up. Does a fair amount of damage like that, and then you can get the soul burst. Don't forget to soul shield when you can do, so you can get your MP back and all that good stuff. Tried to soul shield that, but I was a little bit too late. We have got some water ability there, which is doing pretty decent damage to this curl, so might as well smash through it. Soldier there. We could also go for our left trigger and A, which is the mana regen ability that we've got. It's pretty decent. Be careful. I'm gonna whip on some Utsusemi. Switch back to Red Mage. I think the regen is still applied. I'm just gonna keep my eyes peeled for what the mana regen symbol actually looks like down the bottom left. One sec. Okay, got it. I'm not quite sure how long that's actually gonna last, but it's a pretty decent ability. And we get that ability from the Red Mage job tree. Okay, so we've got a computer terminal there, we can blow that up. Like I mentioned before, there is quite a lot of like twists and turns and like random treasure chests and stuff. Once again, don't be too worried if you miss a treasure chest or whatever. There's nothing too crazy on this stage that you can sort of overlook and stuff. It's just random loot. We can bag a shortcut here back to this kind of like central section just here. Just going to run past that so we can respawn at that or grab a checkpoint if we need it. I think the actual way, however, is this way. Just going to double check down here in case there was anything around the corner. I'm not sure if there was. Oh, it's just another treasure chest once again. Feel free to mess around with your gear as well. So if you want to equip some stuff that has got better affinities, so you're getting some more EXP for various jobs that you're not actually using at this time, you can mess around with the affinities and stuff. Okay, so let's just go for it. Going to whip the party members into limit break. Just go for it. So Red Mage is level 15, racking up that EXP nicely. I'll do. It's got quite a lot of good spells as well, the old Red Mage. So you've got like your black magic and also white magic as well, which is really cool. Although it doesn't do what the white mage actually does, where it turns haste into haste. It just casts haste. So it's just on Jack, as opposed to the whole party. Let's crack on. So I think once again it's just a treasure chest. We'll head on down. We've got to look out for card keys and also those computer terminals that we can attack and blow up. I think this bit can get a little bit spicy, so careful in here. There we go. Just going to go for magic regen or mana regen. Actually regenerates your magic like really fast, to be fair. Okay, maybe I'll switch back to ninja because Red Mage is getting wrecked a little bit there. Okay, not great against those. Katana is way better, so I'm just going to opt for the katana here, I think. Mana regen. There we go. I'm just going to pop party members into limit break once again. Oh, we've got Sophia down, I think. So we can run over, hold down, select to use a potion to bring them back. Just make sure we attack this thing here. Make sure that it actually blows up. So it opens the door somewhere. Can't remember exactly where it is, but it's not too far from where we are. Divine Sigil and Flee. So Flee lasts longer. I think the door is this way. I think we came down those ladders. So we're going to go through this door that's just opened. I think this may need a card key. It does. So the way forward at the moment is this way. It's going to pop a quick rest at the queues because we've only got one potion left, so we'll do that. Let's see what we can level up. It's going to pop some points into maybe Red Mage. We'll use the anima shards on Red Mage. We could ideally do with unlocking Black Mage as well, because I think there's some pretty good abilities in the Black Mage job tree as well. I've just pressed equip by mistake. I didn't mean to press that. So that is that. Swordsman, we'll just whack on whatever. It's all good. That should do. So Divine. Utsusemi as well. Let's get cracking. I think the actual way is down there, but I'm just going to explore this way first of all. However, I think this is another shortcut section if memory serves. There's loads and loads of shortcuts and stuff on this level because it gets a bit confusing with like all the pathways and stuff that you can go over. So if you notice at the bottom of these ladders there was some like red lights, like that red light just at the top there. So those kind of signal shortcuts and also ladders. So you keep your eyes peeled for those red lights. And I think there's an enemy in here that drops a card key. However, what happened last time that I did this level was I knocked the enemy into the actual water, which was actually a mistake because it didn't spawn the card key that we actually needed to continue on with the level. So I'm going to try and be extra cautious here to keep the enemy actually on the platform. Well, that's us in, but we don't die, we just lose a little bit of health, so that's fine. This is the one that I'm trying to keep on the platform. Just proven to be a pain, but it's fine. There we go. Okay, yeah, we got the white card key there. That's perfect. So I think last time I did that, yeah, I knocked the enemy actually off into the water. So, you know, just be aware that if you have knocked the enemies over into the water, you may not get the card key. So what you might need to do is go, if you have defeated the enemies, you might need to go back to the cubes, rest at the cubes, and then run all the way back down again. And you should find the card key kind of like in the middle of the platform. I think that kind of mini-boss enemy should already be dead, so...
By the way, why were those pirates so upset?
Okay, so... I think we head down. It's going to drop down. And across. Like I mentioned, there's quite a few twists and turns. This is locked at the moment. So that's the black card key. And the one that we've got is the white at the moment. I think this is a shortcut. That's the one that I mentioned before, so we're going to press that. We can see the red lights here are like connecting over with the red lights over there. And that just leads back up to the cubes in the sort of like mid section. We're just going to leave that for now. I think it's just some loot in there. And these should all be the black card key as well. So what we'll do now is head this way and then down. We're going to have to actually use the ladders this time. And follow this across up these ladders. And we should fight a bunch of enemies in here, I do believe. So I'm going to heal up. We've got Utsusemi on. Should do. And ideally I need to use mana regen when we can do, or at least do some soul shields. Just going to back up for that bad breath attack. Back up for squash. I'll switch to red mage a little bit here, I think. See if I can get some cheeky EXP. That'll do. Nice. So yeah, I've got a level up there on the red mage and also got the key card that we needed. So now we have to kind of like follow this back around a little bit this way. You can open that. And this kind of leads us back to where we came down from, but what we'll do is head this way first. I think what we can do, if memory serves, is actually cast on that. It just kind of like breaks all the enemies, so you can just drop down. Maybe wait an extra second so you don't get hit by the lightning like that, but you get the idea. There we go. It's going to switch and Utsusemi up. Managed to get that. I don't think it's going to do much to the enemy if we cast it back, I'm not sure. That'll do.
Sorry if I dropped the ball.
Flee, magic regen. That'll do. Then we can head up here. Got a collectible here. I think it's some kind of lore item. If you fancy checking out some lore, then have a little peep. Let's head on up. I think this is another shortcut once again. Quite a lot of twists and turns, like I did mention. It gets a bit wild on this stage. So now we are back up this section. I think there was a door that we could... Yeah, there we go. So you can grab this if you want to. Once again, it's just random loot. I don't think it's... Oh, it's a decent katana actually, so good times. Then we'll head this way. A couple of things we can do. We can go back up the ladders. I think there might be some random loot knocking about down here, so I'll just kind of adventure this way for a little bit. We got... I just used that twice by mistake, but fair play. Still got one shadow on from Utsusemi. Just in case we don't backtrack this way. I think we do backtrack, but I'm just going to grab that loot just in case we don't backtrack this way. Just leave that to the team members there. I was a little bit too late on that one. That's quite a quick grab, the mind drain. You got to move back quite fast for that. Mind blast is like an AoE. I think there's a drain and a blast. Go Lightbringer. So the blast is like an AoE type attack, and the drain is like a grab. There we go. I actually really love the battle music in this game. I think it's really cool. Okay, so head on down. Just gonna carry on leveling Red Mage for a little while. Tried using Soul Shield for that, but I was a little bit too late on it actually. But sometimes it's tricky with the timing of the attacks with when you're trying to Soul Shield stuff, because it's like sometimes the enemy's attack is like really delayed, and if it is really delayed, then you're kind of like stood there for about 5 seconds holding Soul Shield down. And then by the time the enemy's actually attacked, your break gauge is already like at the very bottom. So it can be a bit spicy with that type of stuff. Usually there's not a massive delay on the enemy attacks, but sometimes they do that.
There's that sinking feeling again.
Okay, let's take a look. I think this is actually the boss fight itself, so the loot would be further up, so if you wanted to, you could head back to that section that we missed a little bit earlier. I'll use Flee and just check it out. I think there is a Tonberry and stuff, so if you're interested in some extra loot and stuff, there is some ladders just around here. A lot of the time it is worth fighting the Tonberries, even though they are spicy meatballs. So the ladders that I'm just referring to are here. I just wanted to point them out in case you wanted to check it out. You see the Tonberry knocking about up there. So I think it is just a Tonberry and a treasure chest. We need to be quite careful there. Luckily our Utsusemi just took the attack for us there. There's also an extra enemy, so this one can be pretty spicy. So we're going to pop our party members into limit break. We'll be careful here because we don't have Utsusemi on. I've just checked. And sorry it wasn't on. There we go, give him a head pat. Thank you very much. And a Cactuar as well. It's all popping off up here. He's going to kick us in the face like he does when we always get close to him. Party members are just chilling, watching us fight a Cactuar. Yeah, some decent loot and stuff there if you want to head up and grab it. One of these bad boys as well, so definitely a good idea there to try and like bring the enemies away from this thing, because if you're fighting this thing and the Tonberry at the same time, that's going to be pretty spicy. Oh, we're actually out of potions. I've only just noticed that we're actually out of potions. That could have gone a lot worse. Yeah, so we've got regen there, might as well pop that on. So we'll just check up here. I'm not sure if it's a shortcut that we can activate or... yes, it is. A shortcut back to the main cubes in the central platform. There was also some extra like rooms that you could open like right at the start of the stage. So if you fancied going to check that out, I think we would go up here. head on up. We can activate this shortcut across. We've got a lore item here. I think this is the top of the central platform. Got some cubes here. And the door that I'm referring to, I think, is this one just here. There might be another one actually further back in. Right where we spawned into the stage. So let's just take a look for that in a second. So grab some stuff there. Once again, it's just loot. I'm going to skip these enemies for now. I think we can sprint on past. Might have to fight some enemies just here, but I think there was another door here. I don't think there's anything too crazy once again, but if you want to have a look. There we go. Yeah, it's just loot and stuff again. Let's go for it. We'll pop the party members into limit break mode. We're just going to smash things up with the soul burst. That'll do. There we go. And then I'll magic regen and flee. Let's check what's in the treasure chest. It's pretty decent stuff, actually, so it's probably worth, you know, venturing back if you fancy doing that. And now we have to remember how to get all the way back to the bottom of the stage. So let's see if we can remember that. I'm not going to rest at the cubes just yet because I don't want all the enemies to respawn, so I'm going to head down this way, down these ladders. Divine, flee, magic regen. And then it was across this platform to here. We'll go down here. This is where the Tomberry was. Head on back round. You can see how useful the magic regen is as well. It's so good. Just keeps you trucking. And then from here, it was around here. And also because we use Divine Sigil, you can see how long the flee lasts as well. So you can use Divine Sigil. I think it works with like most abilities. I personally just tend to use it with flee myself, but it's, you know, if you want to combine it with something different, it should work well. Yeah, so other than that, let's rest at the cubes. And we got the actual boss fight itself. So for the boss fight itself, we're going to whip out the Old Faithful, which is the White Mage. So let's switch to White Mage, and we'll also go Ninja. I'm just going to press select and then press, you know, use best equipment. I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the walkthrough, but basically if you press select, it will also equip the best equipment for your party members as well. Also Jack, and also, you know, both jobs for Jack as well, so it basically does everything. Let's just double check the job trees real quick. Grab some extra points, which may come in useful if the affinities are activated for them. I'm not sure if they are, but I'll just whack it on anyway. There we go. Maybe whack some shards into Red Mage. Okay, that should be good. So we've got Ninja and White Mage. So before we jump on in, let's do a little bit of prep. We're going to whip the Utsusemi. And then I'll cast Haste Ga. And we'll just go in with that. This fight can be a little bit spicy. You've got to watch out for some big attacks. I'm going to go ahead once again and smash the start button and just skip on through the cutscenes and jump straight into the boss fight. So we're going to make sure that we are buffed up. Party members are also in limit break. We've got 2 shadows applied. Watch out for that. Need to switch back, shadow up. Use magic regen so we can keep on casting. What we could do is also hold down RB and do the slice and dice move. As long as we've got shadows applied to us, which we do have, we should be fine. We just pack a punch, so you gotta be careful. Watch out for that rush. It usually doesn't attack after the rush, And obviously you can hit the electric things to do massive damage to him. We were quite lucky there because he kind of ran into it, you know, automatically by himself, so that kind of worked out quite well. But you can hit those things and obviously do massive damage to him if you stood next to them. I'm gonna go for Haster. Just buff the party members and stuff. Just watch out for this. I think he does like a run across. Tsunami there. I'm gonna go for the Utsusemi. Make sure your party members are back in limit break. I'm just keeping my eyes on them so I can limit break them when I can do. We've got 3 shadows on. And for the most part, the ninja shadows are insanely useful. As you can see, you can just basically stand there and just smash away like that. Let's finish the job. Yeah, just make sure to keep your party members in limit break mode, keep your shadows on, keep yourself buffed and your party buffed. And other than that, that is the stage.